Pupusas are becoming an ever-growing popular item to eat, and once you try it, you're hooked. Origin is famous to El Salvador, home of millennial popular president Nayib Bukele. Pupusas comida maravillosa, como el presidente maravilloso Nayib Bukele, El Salvador. Hi, I'm Ann. If you want to see what all the rave is about pupusas, spend some time with me while you learn how to cook pupusas for the ones that you love. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the salsa for the pupusas. And you can also use this in other recipes that we'll do later. So vamos a hacer la salsa para pupusas. So go ahead and put your tomatoes in. This is the easy way. Here's la and we're going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of the chicken bouillon. Because that really gives a great flavor to everything. And then we'll go ahead and do, I'm going to do just a half a teaspoon of crushed red peppers. If you like things spicier, you can add accordingly. That one's that simple. We'll stir it up. We'll put it on the stove. And then the next one, I needed one more pan. So the next one we'll do is we're going to put the fresh tomatoes in, cover them with water, and we're going to start those cooking. We're going to want them to cook till the skin starts splitting. Alright, so it looks like the tomatoes have been cooking for about 20 minutes. I'm going to let you come on over and see what it looks like. Eso se ha estado cocinando por 20 minutos y es suficiente. Hay 2 formas de hacer la salsa. Uno es de jugo de tomate simple y otra forma es usando tomates frescos. Mira, este es listo. So this one right here is the simple one that we were cooking. And as you can see, it's good, it's ready, it's had time to flavor up, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this one off. And this one is almost ready. See how the skins are starting to split right here? We'll let it cook just a few more minutes. Well, I can try right now. I just want to see if they'll just kind of pinch off. Just slide right off. See? Like that. There we go. When we can do that to all of them, we're going to go ahead and put them in the blender. We'll go ahead and turn these off now, and I'm going to put them in the blender. Vamos a poner los tomates dentro la licuadora. Quiere con un poquito de agua también. I'll put just a little bit of water in there too. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. The 2 tablespoons of chicken powder, chicken bouillon, and one of the crushed peppers. And again, if you like it spicy, add more. You won't need to add. You won't need to put salt because of the chicken bouillon. It will be salty enough. Put my lid on the right way would be helpful. Okay, we're just going to blend it up. And there you've got it. In 2 forms. With dos formas de tomate. Frescas y simple. Alright, now we're ready to go ahead and work on getting the cortido ready for the pupusas. So the ingredients you're going to need, it's really easy, it's fun, simple to do, no big deal. The ingredientes necesarios para esta receta es, you're going to use crushed peppers, chili secos, I'm thinking double here, vinagre manzana or apple vinegar, sal or salt, oregano mexicano, zanahorias, repollo, cebolla, cabbage, onions, or you can go ahead and use a bag that's already got the cabbage and the carrots in it. It just doesn't have the onions, so we can add that after. Or puede agregar cebollas después con este. Ahora vamos a preparar los ingredients. Okay. So we're going to start with your carrots. You're just going to grate them. I'm going to do 3 fresh carrots. And you want to make sure they're sweet. Like try them, take a little nibble. If it doesn't taste sweet, don't use it. Because the sweetness really makes a difference with the carrots. Just going to grate them up. Okay. Going to do all 3, but I already got some ready for you guys right here. I know you don't want to watch me all day do everything. And then the cebolla, I'm just going to julienne it. You can always add, if you want more carrots, more onions, you can change it how you want it. What your flavor is, what you like. Okay. I'm going to use half the cabbage. You're just going to do it nice. And then in a minute, we're going to put the cabbage in some hot water. So if you want, you can go ahead and stop and get some water heating up on your stove. And then when we get all our ingredients ready, we'll put it in the hot water. Alright, got my cabbage all ready to go here. So now we're going to put it in the hot water like I said. El agua está hervida y la estufa ha apagado. So go ahead and turn the stove off now. We're going to add the cabbage. Ya regamos el repollo por 3 minutos. And we're going to stir this for 3 minutes, and then we're going to drain the water off. This just helps soften the cabbage so that it will season up better. Just for 3 minutes, then we're going to drain it off. Ahora agregamos y mezclaremos los ingredientes. Now we're going to go ahead and mix our ingredients into the cabbage repollo. We're going to do 1 small teaspoon of the chilies, un cuchara pequeño de chilies. We're going to use half a cup of the apple cider vinegar, una media taza de vinagre, un cuchara grande de sal, a tablespoon of salt, un cuchara pequeño de oregano, 1 small teaspoon of oregano, and un taza de agua, 1 cup of water. And of course, add the onions and carrots. And the oregano and chilies or jalapenos, you can add them if you want more flavor, add more. It's always up to you. Everybody has a little different preference. And a cup of water. I'm going to go ahead and stir this up. Where we have the carrots and onions. I love cooking, you guys. It smells so good. I love cortido. I'm not going to lie. I put cortido and salsa on lots of things. I love it for breakfast with eggs and homemade refried beans and French bread and sour cream and fresh cheese. Me gusta el cortido con mis desayunos, con huevos, frijoles fritos, pan francés, crema, queso fresco. Qué rico. And the salsa and the cortido, guys, now that you've learned how to make it, this will go with tamales, Salvadorian turkey, lots of different dishes. Once you know this, you're good to go. You know an important side dish. Looking good. Smelling yummy. What do you guys think? You like it? Does yours smell as yummy as mine? It's making me hungry, actually. I'm so excited. We're making these together, you guys. There's someone to impress someone. And the best thing about making all the ingredients at home, you can eat pupusas whenever you want. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, in between, midnight snacks, lunchies, whenever you want. You don't have to look for a restaurant. You got it all at home. There's our salsa and there's our cortido. Ahora vamos a mezclar harina de maíz, agua y pollo. So now we're going to make the dough for the pupusas. It's going to be this corn flour, water, and a big tablespoon of the chicken powder. Okay, so I'm going to do 8 cups of the MASECA. This is the only brand I use. I think it's great. So I'm going to put 8 tazas de harina de maíz y 7 tazas de agua, 7 cups of water, 1 cuchara grande de pollo, and 1 tablespoon of chicken powder. I had to measure it out first. I didn't make a mess. I'm going to put the chicken powder in first, and we'll stir it up just a little with our hands before we add the water. Just gives a nice flavor to it. We're going to stir that in just a little bit. I usually do this by the kitchen sink so I can keep my hands clean while I'm doing it, but I'm going to stand over here today with you guys. Easier if you're by the sink. Okay, we're going to start adding the water. Stir. I like to make, now we're making masa. The corn flour is turning into the dough for the pupusas. I like to do mine a day ahead before I actually eat the pupusas. To me it just flavors up, and the dough's easier to handle. So I always do this part a day ahead. You guys can see what you think. Try it. And I always make a lot, you guys. Because I want to eat it for a week. Or share it with everyone I know. Not going to make a little bit. I'm going to make a lot. You just keep working it in. And if we need to, we can always add a little more water. It's a base to start with. You having fun yet? Here's something your kids would like to do. Get them in here and let them mix this up. It's like Play-Doh. All gooey. It's not gooey. Might have to add a little more water. That makes it really good. Okay, so you guys, I was mixing it up, like I told you, the 8 cups and 7 cups of water, but it felt like it was just a little too dry. And you'll just have to start with the base, and then if it feels a little dry, just keep adding a little bit more. So I actually added 1 more cup of water. So just to give you an idea, can you tell the consistency? This is the same recipe you would use for making tamales. Tortillas. Tortillas, people. If you wanted to make tortillas, can you tell what it looks like? You'd add a little bit of water. So for now, we're going to let that be. We have you cover it with plastic, and then put your Tupperware lid on top of it. Seal it up really good. Put it in your fridge until we're ready to make our pupusas. Nice and easy. Seal it really good. There you go. You're doing it. Got tomatoes, cortido, and masa ready to go. All right, everyone. We're getting ready to prepare the cheese for the pupusas, or queso. You guys, it's snowing really hard outside. I just got to tell you that. We have a lot of snow right now. How fun. Okay, so the queso, or cheese. Hay diferentes clases de queso. Pueden usar. Solamente usar blanco. Yo uso Monterey Jack y mozzarella. Manteca. Y puede usar pimiento verde o rojo. A sabor un sabor nativo. Y me gusta también usar ajo y cebolla. So we're getting ready to make our ingredients for our cheese, and there's all different kinds. Just make sure you're choosing white cheese. I like to use a mozzarella in Monterey Jack. We're going to use a cube of butter for each one. I'm going to mix these though, and you can use a green pepper grated, or Loroco is a native flower of El Salvador. I absolutely love Loroco. It has the most unique flavor. I'm actually hooked on it. Like, you'll find me putting it on top of my pizza and on other dishes. I love it. And I'm going to add a little bit of garlic and onion powder to it as well. So let's get ready, and we're just going to mix them up. Watch and follow. So I'm going to mix my cheese. I'm going to do half and half. I love cheese, you guys. And sometimes I use the Mexican cheese or Salvadorian cheese. But today this is what I have, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to go ahead and put the butter in the middle. And squish it all together and mix it really well. I'm going to add the other cheese. Nice and easy. Easy stuff, you guys. Oh, boy, does it taste amazing. Won't you be excited when you make this for family and friends? It'll be so impressed. And go ahead and sprinkle. This is the onion. A little more flavor. The garlic. We won't use a lot of pepper or loroco. Maybe half. Hopefully you can find the loroco in Mexican stores or Salvadorian stores, grocery stores if you have them near you. But if you can't, then adding the bell pepper is a nice alternative that gives great flavor. That's why I'm showing you both ways. Just gonna cut this a little bit more. Kind of fine. We'll mix it up in just a minute. This is a little long piece. And let's open the Morocco. I'm not kidding. I love to put this on pizza. When I put it on pizza, though, I do the bottled loroco. I couldn't find any fresh, you guys. Where I am, this is the best I could do. But I'm happy to have it. It smells so good, you guys. See that? I guess I should have showed you some pieces. Of course they're frozen, but little flowers. They smell so good, you guys. I love the flavor. Okay. Now we're just going to mix them both up. Like I said, I like to kind of prepare all my ingredients a day before I actually make the pupusas. So then I just get out the ingredients and let them get room temperature before I actually start assembling, I guess we can call it, assembling the pupusas. So anytime you get the munchies and you're ready to eat them again, just get out your ingredients and let them kind of warm up a little so they'll be more pliable when you go to form your pupusa. Yeah, that's good for the loroco. Well, you'll smell it if you can get it. It smells so good. Okay, now we'll do the pepper, which I like just as well. And you don't have to put bell pepper or loroco, but I think it gives an extra nice touch of cheese. And that's it. Once you get this mixed up good, we'll start on the next thing, okay? See you in a minute. So now we're going to cook the frijoles, the beans, for the pupusas. We're going to use fresh garlic, 3 ajos frescos. Wash your beans in bolsa de frijoles. Use I like to use the small red beans and cover it with water. You're going to cook it for about 3 hours, but keep an eye on it, not all the time. Go watch a movie and come back, but watch it every once in a while because as the water cooks down, you'll add more water. You're going to cook it for about 3 hours and it will get soft. The reason we're using the fresh garlic is because it won't hurt your tummy. You're not going to get any air in your tummy if you use fresh garlic while you're cooking it. Really important, don't put any salt in it right now. The only thing you want to add is your fresh garlic. We're going to season it after the beans are soft. Usar ajo fresco para no pon aire en su estómago. Es muy importante. Pero no pon sal ahorita, después cuando los frijoles son suaves. Ya. Ahora los frijoles son suaves, son listos. Yo uso pollo y ajo y cebolla. Now that the beans are nice and soft, I go ahead and season them. I use the chicken, some garlic, some onion. This is powder. I don't use salt. I use onion powder, garlic powder, not salt. Stir it up a minute. Alright, so now that our beans are soft, we've got some seasonings in there. We're going to go ahead and add a little bit more inside the blender before we actually put the beans in. A mí me gusta usar cilantro, cebolla, jalapeno y limón con los frijoles. I'm going to put a little bit of broth in there first. Lemon squeezer. Add some more beans now. It's better to do it in small batches instead of filling the blender up all the way. Ahora, antes de cocinar los frijoles mezclados, uso aceite, tocinos y cebolla para darle más sabor. So, before I add my refried beans, I'm going to add a little olive oil, bacon, cebolla, onion. Then when this is cooked, we're going to take that out and we'll add our beans. And we'll cook them till they get thick. Y cuando el tocino está cocido, las quito con cebollas también y luego agrego los frijoles. Now that the bacon and cebollas are cooked, I'm going to go ahead and take those out, just for flavor. Of course, if you want to eat the bacon, go right ahead. Add the frijoles. Turn it down. Now we're going to cook these beans until they thicken up for the pupusas. Y ahora cocinar los frijoles hasta espeso. Alright, so you can see the beans are starting to cook down now, starting to reduce. This is how I love to eat beans on a normal, any meal day, like that. It's good for dips, breakfast, whatever meal you love. But it's not ready for your pupusas yet. So you're going to keep cooking. It's going to get really, really thick. Just wanted to let you know, keep cooking. I'll check back in with you when they're ready. Ahora los frijoles están listos para pupusas. Now that you can see, the beans are nice and thick and they're ready for the pupusas. Ahora estamos listos para sazonar y cocer la carne en el horno. Now we're ready to cook the meat. We're down to our last ingredients. I'm so excited, you guys. For me, I like to use just simple ingredients, black pepper, one with herbs, always onion and garlic, and the chicken powder. You guys can use whatever you want, whatever's your favorite ingredients, seasonings for your meat. Just don't make it sweet. No sweet flavor, no barbecue. I'm just going to get my seasonings on here. And we're going to cook it, I'm going to put it at 350 for about 3.5 hours and then take a look at it. And see if we need to cook it a little bit longer or if we're ready to go the next step with it. 2 more parts to getting the meat ready for the pupusa. We're going to cook it, then we're going to blend it with some vegetables, and then cook it back down again like we did the beans. You have to add a little bit of liquid when you're blending it, so then we'll cook it back out so it's dry like the beans became. I'm going to flip it over, season the other side. I love cooking with chicken bueno. Like one of my favorites, especially for meat, tomatoes, beans. Alright, I really like it. And I'm going to put a little bit of water in the bottom of my pan, and I'm just going to keep an eye on it and just keep a little bit of water in it while I'm cooking it for the 3.5 hours. Just like that, it's ready to put in. La carne ya está listo para el próximo paso. Huele rico. The meat is now ready for the next step. Vamos a usar tomate, cebolla, pimiento, pedazos de carne y agua de carne también. So now it's basically the same as the beans. We're going to have our chopped up onions, tomatoes, bell pepper, the chopped up meat, the juice from the meat, and we're going to put it in the blender. So we're going to do that right now. Put a little bit of the juice in there first. And you'll have to do this a few times until you've got all your meat used and your vegetables. I'm just going to do it little batches at a time. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that till you used all your ingredients, and then I'll see you back at the stove in a minute. Y ahora cocinaremos hasta que la carne esté seca. El mismo con los frijoles. So now you can see the meat's all blended with the vegetables and it's saucy. It's so liquidy, so we're going to cook it back down just like we did the beans until it's nice and dry. And then that's the last step and we'll be ready to start making the pupusas. So the meat's not ready yet, as you can see, but I want to put a little more seasonings in it. Since we added the water, kind of need to make up for that. So I'm just going to re-season everything like I did before we put it in the oven. But you can see it's starting to cook down now. See how it's getting less and less water? It's starting to get a little thicker. There we go. And you remember how we put the masa dough in the fridge from earlier? So I've brought it back out, getting ready to make our pupusas. And the dough's just a little thick. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more water to it now and mix it up a little bit more, make it a little softer before we actually start making our pupusas. So let me show you how you can tell. You see how thick that is? A little bit too thick, maybe? Almost there. It's almost there. It feels just a little too thick. So you want to go ahead and check yours too. See if you think it needs a little more water. And go ahead and just mix this up really good before we get ready to make the pupusas while we wait for all the liquid to cook out of the meat. They'll get really dry, just like the beans did. Ahora la masa es poquito duro y necesito usar más agua. Entonces, mira, la carne está seca. No hay más agua. Está listo para hacer las pupusas. Y también, mira, la masa es más suave. Es listo. So now, as you can see, the meat's cooked down. All the water's out of it. It's nice and dry. We seasoned it one more time. It tastes great to you. We're good to go. And as you can tell, the dough is nice and soft now. Can you see by adding a little more water, nice and soft? We are ready to rock and roll. Let's go make some pupusas. We've got the masa. We have a bowl of water, the fried beans, both of our cheeses, both quesos, one with la roca, one with pimiento, peppers, our carne, meat, the two different kinds of salsas, and our cortido. So let's get started. You're going to want to put a little bit of oil on whatever you want to use. You can cook on the stove. I used to have a cast iron skillet that covered 2 of the units on the stove. I used to cook on that, but now I found this, so I'm cooking on here. I can get a little bit more on there at one time. So you're going to want to get your hands wet. I'm going to get a little ball of masa, little dough. Shape it around. Oh, no, not tortilla. Okay, we're going to flatten it out a little. Get kind of a little bowl, like that. We're going to add, well, I always add the beans, and then the cheese, just little pinches, a little bit of the meat, like that. And then I turn it, put my hands here, turn it upside down, and I pinch it a little, like a bowl, and then I turn it back around. See how it's kind of tucked in there, the little edges, and I take my fingers, and I fold it around, like that. Looks like a little bag of gold. And I pinch off the extra, put it back in the bowl of masa, pat that down. Now we're just going to gently go back and forth, like that. Pressing just gently. If you smash too hard or your hands get dry and you get sticky, then we patch it up. No big deal. See right there, I pushed a little hard. You put a little bit water and a little pinch of the little bit of masa, cover it up, just like a little Band-Aid. And away you go. And I don't make them really big. You can make them bigger, but I like them kind of small. Like that. And go ahead and put it down. And then you can flatten a little bit more once you get it on the skillet if you want. Make it look pretty and round. I already put some on. Getting brown. Let's practice some more. You're going to come back again. Your ball. Flatten it out. Add a little pinch of your beans. A little pinch of your cheese. That's one with the roco. I love the roco. I like a lot of cheese, so actually I put more cheese. What ingredients you like the most, that's what you stuff the most in there. And these are mixed pupusas. If you wanted, you could do only cheese. You could do cheese and beans. You could do all 3 like I'm doing. You're going to put your hands there, flip it around, warm it with your fingers, flip it over again, go around and pinch it gently like that. See the little hole? With your little bag of gold, pinch it off, pat it down, and go back and forth. Nice and easy. Down. Flatten it out a little. So I put a little bit of oil on here before I started. Want to try again? How's it going, everybody? Is it going good for you? Is it looking yummy? Let's try again. Let's take some practice. And they're so yummy, you guys. The best thing is you have all this ingredient, so you can make this over and over again. It's more affordable than going out to eat one time with your family and friends. Okay, so here's my ball. I'm going to flatten it out again. And our beans. What'd you guys think of the beans? So yummy. Queso. Meat. And put your fingers there, kind of hold it down, flip it over, make your shape, flip it back around, work your fingers around the top, get that little extra dough out of the way, pinch it off. And there you go. Patty cake, nice and soft. Smelling yummy. Just gonna let those cook. There, right there. That's what you're looking for. See how nice and golden that looks right there? See how the masa is starting to brown right here and right here? That's what you're looking for. See, these aren't ready yet. We'll cook on that side for a while and then I'll turn them around until we get this look right here. All right, my friends, we did it. We're done. Look how beautiful. Now it's time to eat and enjoy. See how crispy the pupusas got? Thank you so much for making pupusas with me today, my friends. I hope if you enjoyed making pupusas and learning about it, it's a typical food of El Salvador. It's like a hamburger for us. So when you eat your pupusa, make sure you eat it with your fingers. You're going to tear a little bit. You dip it in with your salsa and your cortido and enjoy. Very yummy. Gracias mis amigos para cocinar conmigo hoy. Y ya es tiempo para comer. And remember, if you liked cooking pupusas today and enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe. See you next time. And if you have any comments, leave them below, and I'll be sure to answer them for you. Thank you. Enjoy. now we're ready. We've got the tomatoes done, our salsa de tomates, para cortido, para pupusas. I know what I'm doing, really I do. So